if an A&R wants your stems to have the mix for a well-known artist, should I let them go? Or is that a no-go?
Yeah, international shawty.
Speaking of Busy Works Beats, he will be on the panel at the UnQuantized live event going down June 23rd right here in Atlanta.
ATL shawty.
Yes, indeed. Busy Works Beats has been added. My guy, Busy Works.
In a true Atlanta fashion, you know what I mean? We got lemon pepper wings.
Oh, yeah.
Right after the beat critiques, you know what I mean? Magic City people are coming through.
Magic City people.
Yeah,
that was real political.
Yeah, political. Yeah. I watched it. You know what I mean? For everybody.
Bill Gates with that one.
That's for everybody. Who else is coming? We got Fabo. Fabo's walking around Atlanta at all times somewhere.
There you go. Everybody's coming to the event. I don't know if you saw my live story I did yesterday. It might still be up. But everyone gets an exclusive kit. Just for coming to the event.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this one, I'm sure people will tell you, our kits are exclusive. If we say it's exclusive, like Halloween kit.
Oh, yeah. It's people that still DM us every day, like, can I get such and such? Can I get such and such? Like, it's gone, bro.
Any advice for working with unknown artists that don't even know if they want to do music? Well, if they don't know what they want to do music, I wouldn't invest a lot of time in it.
That's a waste of time off the rip.
Yeah. Because you got to understand, this is like the NBA. This is like, what is it, 300 Sparta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody who's trying to do this is like the best of the best. If you're trying to do it in this kind of, if you're trying to get radio play and all this, right?
Right.
It's the best of the best. Everybody's fighting. So if he doesn't really know he want to do it, he's not going to put in the effort to get that far.
I don't want to, off the top, you're telling me one day you could just wake up and be like, yeah, everything that we did for the last 2 years, I'm over it. And
Facts.
You don't want that.
I mean, if he's dope or not, my thing is, do I believe in you? Do I think you're going to outwork me? You know what I'm saying? If you could work what I do or outwork me, then we fine. We going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But if it's any time where I think I'm going to outwork you, then I'm kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to be in it like I'm in it.
Exactly. So Noah West says, what's your guys' number one priority in music and how are you achieving it?
My number one priority in music and in business is true independence. Because with independence comes control. I always have full creative control of everything that is going on.
Facts.
And the easiest way to achieve that, like I said, set up that system. You wake up every day, you work the system. You don't want to get caught in a desperate situation because desperate situations make you act desperately.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, the first thing to go is a bit of your independence or your freedom because you are dependent on something that you weren't dependent on before.
Super facts. As Bigelow says, the 80-20 rule. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the 80-20 rule is, but every time I go to explain it, I feel like I mess it up. It's almost like a compressor. I know how it works, but when I go to explain it, it's like I mess it up every time.
You want to take a shot at it?
80% of your results come from
Yep. You
see, 80% of results come from 20% of your actions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And did you also know there's an 80-20 rule to the 80-20 rule? Because in that 20%, there's an 80-20 in that.
So it's like Inception, and you gotta spin a little thing because you don't know what's real.
It is.
Dang. Yeah. My number one priority in music, man, I just want to create and inspire, man. That's really what it is. I just want to make dope stuff. Classic worldly stuff, and I want to inspire other people to do the same thing. Like, dog, I was a kid that had scratch magazines and like all the pictures on my wall.
Yeah,
like I'm reading the credits still to this day. So I want to kind of help spread that whole feeling. That was like the best thing as a kid for me. So that's part of the reason why we sell sounds. Part of the reason why we do these, live events.
Yeah, it's you live in a place where you can do what you want to do. You can kind of write your own ticket. That's a great feeling. And then to inspire other people to do the same thing, amazing.
Facts.
Super amazing.
You telling me I can talk about making beats all day, I can make a living, and I can help other people at the same time?
And you can drink whiskey on camera and help people. And yeah.
And I can curse? Man, this sounds like,
Yeah.
This is a dream job.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Only other job that I probably would take other than this is play video games for a living, which I thought about. But, it's cool.
That's cool. That's a cool job, too.
Yeah, See, TV placements. Do you guys use Song Trader or Music Gateway? If not, how do you go about TV placements?
Neither.
Yeah.
Actually, the way I went about TV placements is I have a partner. When I signed up for that, it was an artist that I was doing all his I do all those beats. We're kind of like a P-Rock and CL Smooth, if you will. It shows how long ago it was.
I bet.
Yeah, no, I'll take that half an air horn. But anyway, he got into it. Shout out to whoever just bought that kit.
Hey.
But he got into it, and that's really how I got into it. Yeah.
And I say, man, it's different for me. I'm in a publishing situation. Blah 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 blah. Your publisher is supposed to handle certain situations for you. So sometimes TV, film opportunities come about from your publisher, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you should look for writers who are in deals because they do a lot of syncs. If you look at like EA Sports, right? Mm-hmm. On those soundtracks, not everybody on those soundtracks are big artists. They're random artists that's probably signed to a label.
Yeah.
They just cop the sync.
And the label has a relationship with the company.
So you got to find those people, and then you know what I mean. Work with those.
Is this going back to relationships?
Pretty much,
as most stuff does.
What about podcasts? What y'all listening to lately?
The usual, Brilliant Idiots, of course. Deezus and Mero. Stuff You Should Know is like my favorite right now.
Joe Budden podcast.
No, I take that back. Joe Budden podcast is definitely my favorite right now.
Podcast. What else am I listening to? Tim Ferriss.
What about Waste of Time? You listen to that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I try.
Sometimes I listen to No Jumper just to see who the new like young little rapper is. Little Pump, Little Skies, Little Peep, Little.
I've never gotten to No Jumper.
Yeah, I mean, I do it to keep up.
Cool. June 23rd, come out to the Producer Power Summit in ATL. We'll be giving out all the game. We'll show you how to build your network and build your brand from the ground up, how to build and maintain relationships, how to get your track sounding fire, so much more. And
Everything.
It's not just information from us. It'll be information from other panelists who are experts in their field. Come out. You'll really enjoy yourself.
And TTLO kit, Rico Love, official kit, producerkit.com.
Yes, indeed.
As a producer, is it a bad idea to pay for features early on to gain traction and maybe fans?
What's the payout for you? Do you think that you're gonna really get a W off of that? If you believe in it and you can see the plan, like, all right, if I pay for this feature, it'll work out for me in an XYZ fashion.
Right.
Then yeah. Otherwise, still maybe yeah, because you could try it out just to see how it works for you. But it's all about your plan, man. It's all about your plan. Don't do anything just to do it. Have some type of result that you want to seek in mind.
I mean, I think you could do it. It's just a long term. You're not gonna get instant reward from it. It's one of those things because even still, you got to have like a marketing plan to get that song out. And a budget and all that.
Yeah, that's the plan.
How long were you guys doing music before you got your first success?
All right, I'll answer mine slowly. Before I got my first success in music, I had probably been doing music for about 10 years. Like on a daily basis, like really going strong. And let me tell you, it was discouraging as hell, but I still worked it. And there were times when I had like nothing, but I still believed that I could really make it in music. The one thing that was the game changer for me was that I figured out that I needed a plan. It's not about just doing music every day and doing it. You're just gonna end up with a hard drive full of beats. You have to have a plan, and you have to know about relationships and networking. I made the dopest beats forever by myself. But once I made the beat, I didn't have a plan for what happened after that. I also didn't have outlets that I trusted, that I had a relationship with, to distribute those beats to. And it wasn't until I developed those things and moved out of the location that I was in and started taking some risks that I actually saw some success. I don't know if people are familiar with my story, but everything that I did prior to my story, which was just make beats, not have a plan, not have a relationship, is when I lived in Baltimore. When I moved here to Atlanta, I developed a relationship with Polow the Don, who was super popping at the time. And just from valuing that relationship and not just submitting beats and keeping it going, I was able to build other relationships, and that is where I saw success. So it's not about the beats you have. It's not about how many beats you make or how good you are. It's about having a proper plan and working your plan.
For me, I feel like I came in and I had I've always had random little success out of nowhere, right? Mm-hmm. So I started making beats, me and my brother, Just Be Man No DJ.
Shout out.
And we started getting stuff on like Dipset. But it was like weird, like Dipset Eurogang, but like Joel Santana would be on it. Right. So it's like in high school, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Chicken Noodle Soup Girl came out. We did records with them when that was like a big thing. So it was like in high school, I just started. I probably been making beats a year, and I was getting looks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was nothing that I wasn't making money like that, except for selling beats on SoundClick. So it was like, oh, cool. This is cool. I'm a couple records. I'm selling beats on SoundClick. It wasn't until like moving to Atlanta and interning and all that shit that I started like, oh, this is a real thing. I could be around these people. And I was around like B. Cox and all these other people.
See, yeah, we had similar stories in that aspect,
and that's when everything really started kind of like, oh, this is a real job. This really can happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of get to see the inner workings of it.
Yeah, and understanding. So I've had like even with the Bieber joint, that was like I didn't even know the joint was out. So you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like oh shit, like, all right, that happened.
You're like, oh, that was real.
Yeah, so I always get these random moments where it's like, oh, that happened, cool, all right, I'll take it.
Dope.
How do I protect my music besides copyrighting my work? Registering with my own publishing company or a contract. I'm not trying to get jacked by rappers in person or the internet.
Is your worry warranted? It's 2018. People put stuff on the internet and all that stuff. Like, to me, beat stealing is... I call them 90s worries or early 2000s worries. Like, nobody's really worried about that now. But I digress. Please.
I mean, okay, one, if it's your music, as soon as you create it, proof of creation, that's copyright, right? So if you have a session and a timestamp and, yeah, people doing this fake or whatever, they can figure out if it's faked or not.
Right.
I'm sure.
Right.
But yeah, proof of creation is copyright. You could copyright your music. Registering a publishing company is different. That's not the same thing as protecting. You know what I'm saying? That's just a way that you get paid.
Right.
Regardless, rappers are going to try to jack you, bro. If they want the joint, all they're going to do is rip it off the joint.
There you go.
All you can do is protect yourself. If it blows up, then, okay, cool, I'm going to get this from it. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, you want your music to be spread and put out there. So, you know, part of the thing of putting beats online, if you're selling beats online, is some people are going to take it.
They're actually going to rip it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, put it out there, man. Don't worry about that. If an A&R wants your stems to have the mix for a well-known artist, should I let them go? Or is that a no-go?
Take care of that business first, dog.
I got one question for you, my brother. Did they cut you a check?
That's the thing. Take care of the business. I've been in situations like that. Earlier on, 4 times out of 5, there was a fight afterwards.
Right.
Not a physical fight, but having a fight for what you should have got before you release the stems. Because, listen, the fact that they want the stems from you, you have leverage. Mm-hmm. Once you give up the stems, you give up all your leverage. Now you can ask for whatever you want. They can give it to you, not give it to you, give it to you later, renegotiate it. You have no leverage. Don't let your leverage go.
You know them action movies where it's like the standoff and everybody's pointing a gun at each other, right?
Yeah.
And then one guy got the bag of diamonds. You sending the stems is like throwing the bag of diamonds to the other guy.
I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Yeah, and they be like, "Oh, I'm just about to cap him. Yeah. We don't really need him no more."
Basically, I think what we're saying is don't get shot in the face.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Only time I send stems is people I trust. Like Oracle be like, yo, I'm trying to flip this. Cool, I'll send them the stem.
Right.
Because we got to understand it. I know what it is. Diego, I got to understand it. I know what it is.
Are we going back to relationships?
Relationships.
There we go.
But if it's an A&R and they say, oh, we need the stems to get this mix. If you got it mixed, you got to pay the engineer, which means you got to pay me.
Yeah. If you need the stem, how bad do you really need a stem?
Right.
Let's test that. You told me you need them, but we're gonna see if you really need those stems.
It's my money and I need it now.
Yeah.
Oracle, in your early stages as a music producer, you mentioned you were hitting up studios. How did you find out about the studios? How did you know it was a good studio with a good artist?
Well, in Atlanta, Northside Drive is where really all the studios are. It's one strip in Atlanta where it's not all the studios, but it's a lot of the poppin' studios, and it's just common knowledge. out here. So I just came down here and went to Northside Drive. And since there's a whole bunch of studios there that people know, you know the names of the studios. And shit, even the ones that I didn't know the name, I still went there.
Right there.
But, Zach's, Silent Sound,
Stankonia, Artist Factory,
Artist
RP.
Factory, yep.
Patchwork. Dent Joint, Icon,
Yep.
ABV.
Not
ABV.
other joint that was like, I'm not going to go down all the studios.
Grand Hustle,
Yeah.
DTP. They're all on the same street out here.
I got the most success at Silent Sound.
Mm-hmm.
Patchwork was cool, but Zach's is where I caught my break.
Oh, yeah,
I caught
Zach's
my break
was
at
good.
Zach's.
Did you see how they got the shooting at Patchwork?
No, man.
Bro.
Well, Patchwork is the livest studio.
It's a little trappy, you know what I mean? Yeah, they got the shooting at Patchwork.
Damn.
How often do you guys revisit beats that you made before and updating them?
Often for me, very often.
Is it necessary to add drums on samples?
I don't know. Depends on what you're going for. You can be going for an acoustic-y.
Right.
It just depends on what end result you want. But no, it's not necessary.
That's right.
Yeah, you might be making I was about to say a Georgia Smith type joint, but I don't know. Let me tell you what I'm excited about real quick. June 23rd in Atlanta, the Producer Power Summit. We will teach you how to build your brand, how to get your tracks better, how to get your mixes up, how to network. Actually, being in the building, you will be networking with like-minded producers,
A&rs,
Busy Works
Beats,
Busy Works Beats, sound designers, all that good stuff. Listen, I can't stress how needed things like this are in the producer community. If you can come through, please come through. Think it'll be amazing. Also, check out SoundOracle.net for some of the dopest kits on the internet.
Hey.
Bow!
Yes. Jameson Summit, as IDK called it.
Hey!
And make sure y'all check out the new Rico Love TTLO kit.
Yes.
Grammy nominated producer writer for Beyonce, Usher, who else? Chris, everybody. If he's his R&B song, Rico probably did it. And
Dope.
so we got the sounds, all the hit joints.
Bow!
There we go. Appreciate you guys. UnQuantized.